Stay broke or become your own bank. This is your guide to infinite banking. So many people on TikTok, Instagram, all over social media right now are talking about infinite banking, but so many people are doing it wrong. It's very important that you understand how it works, the ins and outs, and understanding that you're talking to the right person that has your best interest in mind. Too many people are looking to maximize their commissions. Too many people don't understand numbers and money enough to actually look for the future to see what's going to happen to your money. The number one challenge is that your illustrations, that whoever you're talking to, illustrations are wrong. Illustrations are hypotheticals. Illustrations are just projecting the past into the future, but that's not guaranteed. You want to be able to talk to someone that's going to tell you the truth. And if you want to learn the truth, this is the video for you. So many people are doing all of these things. My number one thing is stop losing your money. Warren Buffett is one of the wealthiest and richest guys in the world, multi-billionaire. And his number one rule of money is stop losing your money. And his number two rule of money is read number one again. I don't know about you, but instead of listening to my friends, family, teachers, people around me that are going to be the gurus for money, I'm going to listen to people that have been there, done that, and that are going to teach me what to do. Warren Buffett is one of the top people to listen to when it comes to money. But you also don't necessarily want to listen to everything that he says about stocks because you don't have millions and billions of dollars to buy chunks of companies. Most likely you're doing this, which is day trading. You're on your Robinhood app, your Vanguard account, your Fidelity account, and you're looking to see when you can hit the next jackpot. You're doing research into companies that you don't know, that you don't understand. You're following the trend, you're following the herd, and you're doing things that everyone else is doing because that's what you think you're supposed to be doing, yet you have no past history, no success, and no understanding of the actual stock market. You haven't done any research into what the companies are doing, and most likely you're in a position where you're just guessing. I don't want to guess with my money. I work too hard to guess with my money. Have I guessed with my money in the past? Yes. Have I gambled in sports in college? Sure. Have I done different things and put money into crypto and stocks and did different things? Absolutely. But once you realize that you're at the top of the roller coaster, get off, because the only way is down. And right now, we are at the top of the roller coaster. The government has printed trillions of dollars in the last 3 years since the C word that I can't mention so I don't get banned on YouTube, and understanding that you don't want to be the person that's receiving that money, because the more money that you receive from the government, the more you're going to rely on the government. You want to be your own boss. You want to be your own bank. And this video is going to teach you all about that, because a lot of people are doing these things. They're following the herd. They're following the masses. They're checking Twitter. Right? Twitter is not a news source. I don't care if you're following billionaires. Twitter is not a news source. Go learn from people that are doing it. Go become a professional before you try to do professional things. And that takes time. It's a 10,000 hour rule. The 10,000 hour rule that Malcolm Gladwell talks about in Outliers, 10,000 hour rule that John Maxwell talks about in his leadership books, it requires time, energy, and dedication to learning the skill. You can't just download Fidelity or Robinhood and start day trading randomly because you want to make money and start playing around with your money. Do that on a game. There are plenty of virtual stock market games that I played when I was in high school and college that you can use fake money to learn how the market works. But don't just put 20 bucks in and say, oh, whatever, I lost 20 bucks, because that 20 bucks is going to turn into 100 bucks, turn into $1,000, and most likely it's going to turn into more as our brains become addicted to the high highs and the low lows, because we're always in fight or flight emotionally, and for whatever reason, we like that. There's a payoff to trying to hit the jackpot. There's a payoff for trying to win the lottery. There's a payoff for trying to get that girl, get that business, get that stock, hit the home run. And the reality is, you don't want to play that game. If you want to play that game, you have a short-term mindset, and the reality is, that's how it's going to be for most of your life unless you change. Because if you don't change, nothing's going to change. If you think things are going to change, they're not going to change because you haven't changed. You have to be the first person to change and stop listening to your friends, parents, teachers, and gurus, because most likely, the average person in America, in Chicago, in Philadelphia, in Miami, wherever you live in America, whether you're from Poland or Venezuela or wherever the heck you're from, most of the people you surround yourself do not know how to earn and keep their money. And even if they know how to earn it, they don't know how to keep it. And you should look at their balance sheet, because just because they have assets, they probably have a lot of liabilities. And so it's super important that you understand how money works before you get into the money game. If you want to go play sports, you don't just pick up a football and go walk into the NFL. You have to understand how the game works. Otherwise, you're going to be running backwards. You're not going to understand the layup on the line of scrimmage. You have to understand the rules of the money game to be in the money game. And then you have to read the playbook so you understand the plays. And the plays are handed down to us from generations of wealthy people that are going to show you what to do. You can read books like Think and Grow Rich. Read books like How to Win Friends and Influence People. Read books like Money Master the Game, The Creature from Jekyll Island. These books are super important in understanding how money works so you can understand the game before you go play it. So stop doing what everybody else is doing. This is what 99% of my friends do. And I wouldn't even call them friends anymore. They're more like acquaintances because I don't really associate with people that care about losing their money, day trading, trying to hit the jackpot, going to the club, getting these things. I'm done with that life and done with those people, and I'm focused over here because this is the long-term game. This is the game you want to play. Stop thinking short-term and go long-term. It's better for you. It's better for your family. It's better for your life. You will thank me 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now for understanding that you want to think long-term, build wealth, build a legacy, start becoming your own bank instead of putting your money into the bank, because unfortunately, the banks are collapsing right now. And every other bank that's small, regional, private banks, they're going to be bought out by Bank of America and Chase because those are the two companies that created the banking system. And I promise you that every little bank will soon be bought out in the next 10, 20, 50, or 100 years, and there will only be 1 or 2 banks left in the United States because that is where we're headed and that's what's going to happen. And so you want to avoid the whole situation. You want to become your own bank. You want to understand how to put money into something and be able to grow 2 trees from 1 seed. You want to be able to have death benefit to protect your family, to be able to protect your assets, and no matter what, you're never going to die broke. And you want to be able to have cash value that you can become your own lender. Right? And so I'm only 27 years old. If you're 20 years old and you think, well, why do I need life insurance? I don't care what happens to me after I die. First off, that's a poor way of thinking. Second off, it's super important that you can be your own bank. If you start putting in a couple $100s a month now, and then you grow that into a couple $1,000s a month as you start making more money, and then you put in $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 a year into a policy for life insurance, into a properly designed IUL, which is an indexed universal life policy. When it's properly designed, it is called a LIRP, a life insurance retirement plan, and this is what people call infinite banking. When you can be your own bank. You want to be able to be your own bank so you don't have to rely on anybody else. Start taking responsibility for your money. Start taking responsibility for your life. Start focusing on the long term, building wealth and leaving a legacy instead of following what everybody else is doing, trying to become the next young person driving a Lamborghini in a fake high-rise that they rented out for the day in Miami, and a mansion that they rented for the day, in a Lamborghini that they rented for the day with their friend taking a video of them once. It's super important that you start building wealth and stop focusing on trying to be the next guru. Receive money tax-free, because nobody wants to pay taxes unless you're gonna buy a house, put money into a business. You have to show some money in taxes. That's when you understand money. You can sit down with your accountant or your bookkeeper and figure out what's best for you to do with your money, with your taxes, so you can structure it properly so that you can understand how the money game works. But you want to be able to be your own bank because you want to be able to start putting money in now. And you're not going to get rich off of $50 a month, I promise you. But you can set a plan properly so that your ceiling is higher. So when you start putting in a couple hundred now, you can start putting in a couple thousand later, and that can grow into a couple $100,000 over time if you properly design it. If you're looking to properly design a plan for you that you can put money in over time and grow your wealth and grow your income tax-free, DM me Freedom on Instagram directly. Tell me you watched this video. I would love to connect with you. You are responsible for your own money, and you have every right to deserve the money that you deserve for the future. So reach out to me directly, Josh Waxman Success on Instagram, and you have a phenomenal day.